Oh, hang on, this is a bit high. If you adjust this.
What?
Oh,
Let's get a lever.
Hang on. Oh, God. Oh, look at this, right down on the bloody ground now.
Make it go up a bit then.
Oh.
Is that better?
Yeah. Ready?
Go on then.
No. Hello everybody.
Hiya.
How are you? Hope you're all well. Very worrying times, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's horrible. Not
so,
nice.
Hope you all keep safe, keep your distance and keep your hands washed and all that malarkey. We're going to try and keep this as brief as we can, but it's not going to be that brief because how many questions we got?
35.
Because as you know, this is a Q&A. It's a special Q&A that I announced in the community last weekend. So we've got 35 questions we've got to try and get through. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a sort of playlist with the time of your name that's included within the Q&A vlog. So you've only got to go down below and find your name, click on the time, it'll take you straight to the point within the video. That's of course if you don't want to watch it all, because it's going to be a bit boring for some people, isn't it?
Yeah, and they'll be waiting for their little bit as
Yeah,
well,
so you can either go straight to your little bit and watch that and then go back to the beginning and watch what everybody else has been asking and see what the answers are. And I will also put at the end there's going to be a list of shout outs. How many shout outs we got? Not too many, is it? Is it? Oh, we've made another list.
We made a list.
Alright, oh dear. Lots. So what I'm going to do there, I will, towards the end, I will then, down in the comments, like with the playlist, beside that I will put the time next to when the shout outs start, and then you can either click straight on that, or you can just makes life a bit easier instead of waiting and waiting and waiting or skipping through the video and not finding your question. So we'll try and keep it as brief as we can. And we've been waiting all morning for some neighbour to stop banging and crashing in his house with a hammer. I don't know what he's doing. So we've got to try and
the dogs.
And the dog's been barking. Neighbours, eh? Anyway, you're going to do the questions and I'm going to try and do the answers.
Because it's easier kind of than you
Than me reading and answering.
Yeah. So the first one's from Chris Ryan. So hi Chris. He says, are you thinking about moving to a different country when you retire?
Well, it hasn't even crossed my mind, so at the moment, no, not really.
No.
Especially in the current climate, you need to be safe in your own environment, you know exactly what you've got. But no, we'll obviously be moving around hopefully if we're, you know, well and safe still and all this is over. But no, that's the answer, mate. We're going to stay where we are.
Alan Keys from Dublin, he said, how do you clean the outside of the truck on the road, and do you do a quick wash and wax?
Well, I only clean the truck sort of in the summertime when I'm on the road, when it sort of gets a bit dusty or we've been through a few sort of showers and it gets light muck on it, because really when you wash a vehicle you need a lot of running water.
Yeah, you just sort of clean it down a bit, keep it down.
So what I'll do, if it's not too heavy and too gritty, I'll get my bucket and sponge out and I'll use a bit of cherry bomb in that, and hopefully
just do it.
Just wash it over, chuck some water over it. We've got to obviously be near a tap, but just do that and then chamois it off. But obviously you can't do it in blazing hot heat, can you? So
only when there's a thunderstorm coming.
Yes, that reminds us. Was it last year in Lake Como?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
We've been down there for a few days and I was getting a bit irritable and fed up with the truck looking a little bit grubby. So I thought, well, I'll get the bucket out. The clouds are coming over, so it was well planned. Got the bucket out, got the cherry bomb in, soaked the truck all down, just in time for a fantastic storm, wasn't it?
It's good.
It was really heavy rain.
Yeah,
that's what you want. It's no good if it's drizzle because it all just hang there. Hammered down on the truck, washed it all off completely. Then the sun come out, got out, chamoised it off, job done. Job's a good one. So I hope that answers your question. And I'll give it a little bit polished as well once it's clean. So there we go.
So Jack Moxon said, If you could pick any truck you wanted, what would you have and why?
Well, I can only speak with the job that I'm doing now. Our little 15 tonner is ideal.
Perfect.
It's perfect for the job. I've got no thoughts about going back on Arctics. I'm quite happy doing what I'm doing, although driving my truck with the trailer on the back is quite a lot harder at times than an Arctic, because an Arctic, any Arctic drivers, I know you can spin an Arctic round on a sixpence basically.
Yours bends in the wrong place.
But with it bending in the wrong place and having no lock on it at all, it's a pain in the butt. And it's 60 odd foot long, which is longer than an Arctic. So to answer that question, the truck what I've got now is fine.
And that's why.
That's why, you know.
But what about if you had any truck at all, fantasy world?
Well, if I was young and keen and learning and getting out there, and
Oh, you mean not old and jaded?
not old and jaded, and you know, got about 40 years on them about, I'd want either a Scania Longline, nice big noisy V8, or a
Something you can
Kenworth
stand up in.
Peterbilt, something you can get up and walk around in and get your little space at the back, your living quarters. So that's just a dream really, but no, the MAN is fine. It's a lovely little truck. So there we go.
Davey Anderson from County Antrim, lovely place, said, how's queuing at the local supermarket compared to the queuing for the Eurotunnel?
Well,
What would you rather do?
I think I'd rather queue at the Eurotunnel.
I would.
Because we'd be in our own truck. But then saying that, on the transfer bus, it's all like this, and all the grubby old handrails, which isn't very nice and at the best of times, isn't it?
If you could get onto the Eurotunnel in your truck and stay in it like the cars do, it would be much better.
Yeah. But queuing for the supermarket's fine. It's when
It's
you
when
get
you get
inside. It all goes out the window when you get inside, because everybody just
Brain
does their own.
melt.
They just do what they normally do.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's. I suppose we would like to queue for the tunnel if we could stay in our truck on the train.
Chaz K, hi Chaz, he says, what's the future for you now that, I'm sorry,
I'm glad you're reading that, because it's your writing.
about going over the water? What's your views and future for you?
Well, we'll still be going over the water. It'll be totally different, I'm sure. I'm not even going to go near the train.
No.
I will go on a boat. But saying that, I was talking to one of my colleagues a couple of days ago, because he's been back to work. He's been back to work for quite a few weeks, and even going on the boat. Those of you that know the P&O boat crossing from Dover to Calais and vice versa, when it gets towards the dock coming in, the tannoy tells you not to congregate around the stairs, but
That's exactly what they do.
they're all still congregating around the stairs, and even going down the stairs, you've got about 4 flights of stairs, haven't you?
Yeah, you got all the handrails.
All the handrails, they keep right up behind you. So, saying that, what was the question again? I've lost my track.
It says, what's the future for you now regards going over,
Yeah, so
over the water?
we will still be going over the water,
Yeah.
and we're in the best job because we can self-isolate. I'm a professional self-isolator. I have been for 40 years because we've got our own little self-isolation cubicle. So yeah, we'll still be going over the water, mate, but being extra careful.
Yeah. And you have to comply to the countries that you go to as well.
Yeah, a lot of
What
countries.
they want.
Yeah,
Masks and
they're insisting on masks and things, but I would do that anyway.
Mark Stevenson says, how's COVID-19 affecting us? Well, we've been well. We've been all right.
We're still here. We haven't caught it.
No.
Nobody we know have caught it.
No.
Thank God.
And nobody, but
It's
it's sort of, it's hard because of family. You can't go and hug anybody. So that, I mean, it's the same for everybody. That's how it is.
well, it is not for everybody. Some people have been making their own rules up, haven't they? But
Yeah, but
we've stuck to our own rules right from the start. We stay indoors. We go out once a day for our exercise, and we avoid everybody, obviously. and we go out once a week and dodge the Muppets in the supermarket. That's the most dangerous time. And even
Stressful.
that's it. And even when Boris brought out his new rules a couple of weeks ago, we've still stuck to our original rules. I think you stick to them, you're not going to put yourself at
Stay
risk.
safe.
Because I think all these Muppets are all making their own rules up. You've only got to be seeing what's been going on in the government over the last couple of weeks.
And we haven't gone to meet anybody and stayed 2 meters back or anything,
No.
because that would just be torture with grandkids and stuff. They don't understand.
What's the point?
You can't go and hug them. It's just torturous.
You just look at them, 2 metres apart.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Just hi.
It's ridiculous. So
But we haven't killed each other yet, so
no,
that's a,
well
that's a bonus.
we're used to being in isolation together, aren't we?
Yes.
The only difference is that we sleep beside each other here and not one on top of the other in a bunk.
That sounds
No,
wrong.
the bunk beds in a truck. Go on then.
Right. Sam Medhurst or Sean Medhurst, what's your views on the new design of the new MAN?
It all looks very nice because I'm very, I love MANs. I always have done. Right back from
You've had a few.
when I was on DHL, I had an XXL with a tanker on the back. I used to do beer tanks, and I love that truck. And it's a big i1 with the windows in the side. But getting to the new one, it all looks very nice. The XXL now hasn't got the windows in the side of the roof, so I think that makes it not look as unique. Plus, it's got a little bit fussy, and at the
Lots of little angles and things on the
Yeah.
outside. Isn't
if you look round by the lights and the body, they've changed the shape behind where it's on the bunk. That's a little bit different, so I can remember
And the interior's what colour?
beige, I think, isn't it? But
It's not good colour.
it still looks nice, but it's a little bit too busy for my liking. With the old design, it's very easy to clean quick. Like we just said back then, I can go over with a sponge, sham it off quick, and it's fine. It's just a little bit too busy, which a lot of manufacturers just try and do a little bit too much sometimes. But I hope that answers your question, right? So yeah, it's all right, but
But there's always a but.
there's always a but, isn't there?
You'd think these manufacturers would ask truck drivers
Yeah.
what is, what
I think the main thing in a truck is to make the dash flat, make it like a table with an edge, and then we wouldn't have to put our tables in,
But
which
you
is
don't know what
against
the
the law.
table's like in the new MAN, do you?
I can't remember. I remember when it was.
Like.
It had the big release in Barcelona. They had all those trucks down there, and I've watched a lot of vlogs with them in and a lot of stuff. But
Okay.
that's one gripe with any truck manufacturer: make it flat on the top, especially if you've got to live in it. Right, carry on.
Tim Carter. Hi, Tim. He says, are you itching to get back up the road, or are you enjoying the break from the road idiots?
Yes and yes.
Yeah, that's probably
Basically.
that's probably about right, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think if I could get back up the road again, I'd have to put up with the road idiots.
Yeah, because they're all back out.
They're always going to be there. It's just part and parcel of the job, innit, mate? But yes, on both scores, I'm enjoying being off the road from all the stupidity.
Yeah.
But it was right the first 3 weeks. But we're heading towards 11 weeks off now, and it's getting a little bit wearing thin.
Okay, Lee Riley. Hi, Lee from Oz.
Hi, mate.
It's a similar question. In what way has the virus affected us? Has it made a positive or negative impact? And do you think the transport industry will change?
But the positive is obviously that we're still alive and kicking, and we're keeping ourselves safe and everybody else safe by sticking to our rules.
Yeah.
The negative is, like we said, we haven't seen our grandchildren or our children for months. You've seen your children and your grandchild since Christmas, haven't you?
Yeah, no, we've seen them on Zoom and stuff like that.
But we haven't seen Abby, my daughter, and Ross and little Teddy since Christmas.
Yeah, and my son, he's a bit worrying because he lives alone in Glasgow and he's a shop worker, part-time shop worker as well, so he gets a lot of abuse and all sorts of stuff, and it's just not nice, is
No.
it? You always worry about your kids.
Well, he's in that horrible environment anyway. You got all the
Yeah.
morons running backwards and forwards up the
I know,
aisle.
and he's
So.
telling people to not reach across him and all sorts of
No, he just drops his guts and scares them off.
No, it is.
That's inside information.
Sorry, John.
What was the other little bit of?
Do you think the transport industry will change because of it all?
I don't think it would change that much, if at all. I'd like to think that the public will respect us a bit more, but that'll never happen. It'll change in the fact that I expect quite a few companies may go under, but you never know. But I don't think it's going to change that much. Once things start getting rolling again, it just go back to normal.
Yeah.
Really, won't it?
Okay. Keith Roberts, he asks, what is your trucking history prior to carting cars?
God, blimey, how long we got? God.
Well, it's a long time.
Well, yeah.
How did you start out then?
Well, I mean, just driving. I started off at a company that did sweets and cigarette confectionery, basically. Around the local area, down as far as Bournemouth.
That wasn't trucks.
No, that wasn't trucks. That was started off on a little Morris Minor 1000 van. Sadly, I haven't got a photograph of that. But I don't think I have. Then I got a Ford Transit on there. So I can't remember how long I stayed there. So that was that, and then from there,
That must have been in your 20s.
I think it might have been about 19 or 20, and then I went to a company called John Menzies, delivering papers in the mornings, to the shops. Not like a paper boy, bundles of papers. But just quickly then, transits, and then I went up to 7.5 tonners on a builder's merchant, and then I went somewhere else, just all on that sort of stuff. And then at 26 I took my HGV, and
in 1981.
1981 was, I'm just wondering what's going on with the battery, because it's not showing. Sorry about that, I don't know what happened with the camera, it just shut itself off for some reason. No, it wasn't 1981, it was 1980. Yes, May, I've got the certificate here, May 1980. So that was that. I took my HGV when I was 26. Done quite a bit of agency work, so that can be everything and anything, mainly general haulage. I worked for British Road Services in Portsmouth, going all over the UK, Scotland and that. So in them days, for me, that was long distance.
Not anymore.
Getting a run to Scotland, no, at the moment now, that's just local to me, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just a little run up the road
Just
going
UK,
to Scotland.
isn't it?
So that was that. BRS, I can't remember where I progressed from there, but I think I might have gone on to some more agency work. And I eventually ended up with my mate Andy Long on... it was before Carter's. I can't remember the name of them, but we went.
He will.
Yeah, if you're watching this, Andy, put a comment down below. We went to another company on containers out of Southampton. He got me the job on there, and then we moved to Carter's Haulage, which was a Suffolk company. I've got a few photos of them. I'll insert a couple of them photos now of my old truck. I had a nice brand new Renault Premium on there, which I had wheel trims on. I've always looked after the truck and made it a little bit unique. So that was that. We stayed on there. Well, I stayed on there for 5 years, and then I moved to Deben Transport, which was still Southampton based, but another Felixstowe company. Again, I pimped the truck up as much as I was allowed on the company. And from there, I left the transport industry for a short period, didn't I?
Yeah.
I bought. I thought I was going to make a fortune. I spent £21,000 on a Skoda Superb doing airport runs, and it lasted just a few months, didn't it?
Yeah.
I wasn't making any money.
It wasn't worth doing.
Working silly hours, it just was not worth it. So that was that. So I then went back to transport. I worked a little bit of agency work, and then I went on to DHL on the beer tanks. And then that all went wrong when
We got a bit of Europe on that, didn't we?
Yes, I used to do a little bit of Belgium, which gave me the little taster of European work. But I never really thought I'm going to go and do European full time. It was just part of that job. So then that contract changed. It still carried on, but because it was based in Burton-on-Trent, they didn't base a truck down here. It was based at the brewery in Alton, the Coors Brewery in Alton. That has since shut. That's been shut a few years now.
Yeah.
So then they shunted me down. I should have been made redundant. Then they shunted me down to Rankhovers McDougall in Southampton Docks on bulk flour tankers. And that was the worst move ever. I hated it. And fair play to the manager there. He fought my case with DHL and got me the redundancy money. And the job I'm on now, I've been on here going into my 7th year now, haven't I?
Yeah, I think so.
I got it through Twitter.
2015.
Yeah. Funny enough, I got it through Twitter. I see a couple of drivers. I don't know how I got to know about this company. But anyway, long story short, I got it through Twitter from went and saw the manager, as was then. He gave me the job. And the rest is history. It's the best job I've ever had in my whole driving career. And still love it. As much as you can, you know, with what goes on. So hopefully that answers that question,
And
doesn't
you
it?
started vlogging quite a way after you
Oh,
started
yeah.
there, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a long time after I started that I started vlogging. But yeah, that's a brief. There's a few other little driving jobs in between, but just briefly, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, there was another car transporter job in between. I think that was before I went on containers for a company called Richard Lawson. I think they're a Carlisle company, but they've all gone bust and finished years ago now. And that,
Open ones.
open car transporters, and I had a Mercedes something on there. I'll stick a picture on. I know I've got a picture of that. And then they gave me. I was only on there a couple of weeks. I got a brand new Volvo FL10. So I'll stick a picture of that on as well. So there we go. That's a bit of a long one, but it's 40 years, and there's much more within that 40 years that I've done. But we'd be here forever if I explained that.
Yeah. Colin Bourne says, aside from necessities, what one thing a day could you not do without?
In the current climate, at home, being furloughed.
Coffee?
Coffee, yes. Cake,
Cake?
yes, because I've put on half a stone in the last 9 weeks.
Well, my hair seems to weigh an awful lot.
Yeah,
Anyway.
look at mine. I'm lucky because she just clips it off for me.
And what else?
Um,
Anything? Tipple?
Yeah, alcohol. Wine mountain from France is now diminished. We've got about a litre and a half of red left, and that's it. But really,
Each other, I think.
each other. Yeah, we just keep up each other going, and
Yeah.
that's all you can say, really, mate. It is what it is. You're locked in. You're sort of on house arrest, so you've got to make the best of the worst.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Ooh, that's number 11.
Blimey, how many more we got?
Lots. Jason Street, he says, are some of your trucks still working? He thinks he saw 2 Arctics near Littlehampton. And he wanted you to vlog in the supermarket queue, but I don't think that's going to happen.
No, the vlogging in the it's stressful enough in the supermarket queue, mate, as you can probably understand. No, it's that I don't think I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
You probably saw 2 of our German colleagues.
Well, if there were Arctics, it might not have been.
I don't think ours are working then. They have put 4 of our vehicles back on the road, and I think when you said that was a little while ago. I don't think our guys were working, so that more likely would have been 2 German trucks. But we have got 4 working now. 4 or 5.
Well, it was only last week.
Yeah, last week. No, I think it was German trucks, because they're still bringing the odd stuff over. Not as much as they have done, but there is. They put 4 back on the road week before last, or last week. I can't remember. I didn't know it was a bank holiday at the beginning of the week.
I don't know what day it is, really.
No, there's been one of our guys been working for quite a few weeks, but they put 4. So that's 5
And
back.
he's
on
an
it.
Arctic as well.
Yeah, he's an Arctic, but yeah, that's more likely Germans, possibly more than likely. So there's your answer, mate. But half the fleet is still off the road. Our fleet, the UK fleet, and some of the German fleet.
Wayne.
Hello, Wayne.
Brooks, hiya. He says, If you could have done another job other than trucking, what would it be? And he's got another question as well.
We'll leave that on for now.
Okay.
We'll answer the first.
What
Well,
other job would you?
As you obviously realise, and what I've said, I've been driving since about 19. Although I passed my car test at 17 first go, and I passed my HGV first go. Not, there you go. But so
You had to really think about this one though, because
I did.
driving's been it.
It's
really,
it's
hasn't
not
it?
it's
all you
more
ever
than a job.
wanted.
It's a way of life. As
It's
we all
all
know.
you ever wanted to do from being
Yeah.
kiddie, wasn't it?
Well, when I was young and I was at school, my dad was a taxi driver in Portsmouth, so obviously the driving part of it wore off, but I wanted to go lorry driving, as we called it back then. And my uncle, my dear old Uncle Norman, who's passed quite a long time ago now, he used to drive, it was only sort of a 7.5 tonner-ish back then. It was a BMC FG, one where the doors open out like that and the engine in the middle. And I used to go with him on school holidays and loved it. And don't tell anybody, but he used to let me have a little go on private property. So that's where I got the taste of it when I was at school, when I was perhaps 10, 11, 12.
But thinking about it,
Mm.
you kind of had a little thought, didn't you?
About something else that I would rather do. Well, if the trucking is it, basically, but as a lot of you know, I'm into my music, so I would have liked to have been a DJ. I don't,
Something to do with music.
something to do with music, not playing instruments. I'm not really into that. I like remixes of dance tunes and all that sort of stuff. So something, I'd like to play to an audience. I'd love to entertain, because I'd do a little bit on a Friday night and do my bumbling mixing and all that, don't I? And when it works, I've got an itchy nose. When it works, it feels great, and you can just imagine when you drop the next tune in, the crowd going wild, and I would love to do that. So Wayne, that would be a DJ, basically.
Just me going wild.
Yeah, I'd just entertain and
Yeah.
the public. It'd be great. So what's his other half?
He says, do you ever suffer from anxiety when delivering abroad or anywhere new, really?
Yes, I do. Not so much now as when I first started on the company, because my very first trip was down to Marbella, and I had to get my transport manager. I got my atlas, although I had a sat nav. It's better to have a paper atlas so it's easier to follow. And I said, Rob, can you just highlight the route, several routes? He said, what, mark your atlas? I said, yeah. So he highlighted all the several routes, what places I had to go. That's it. So yes, I got very anxious back then.
It's the little sweaty palms
Sweaty
on
palms.
the steering wheel.
Not so much now, but obviously we still go to places that we don't know. And yeah, I do get anxious and suffer from anxiety.
If I go, I get anxious with the what ifs. What if he's ill? What if I'm ill? What if we have an accident? It's all the things that might happen.
But it does make it easier with me, because you can map read, so it's ongoing. I haven't got to worry about, I can't read the map because I'm driving. And two pairs of eyes are better than one, because you see things that I might miss. And we go, go down there, go down there, go down there, and it just makes life easier. But yeah, I do suffer. I think
I think if you were on your own, you'd be worse.
if anybody's going to be truthful, you go in a different country, everybody's going to be like that. It's just,
Well, even Ned says he's a panicker.
he does, yeah, he panics, yeah. Right, so there's that one.
John Forsdyke, he's got no plans for retirement and he's similar age to you.
Someone as old as me.
He says, what are your plans for retirement?
Well, up until the 20th of March, I was thinking about maybe in September, when I'm 66, I may think about retiring. Because just after Christmas, I don't know what made me feel this way, but I got very depressed. That's why there was no vlogs, and there hasn't been a lot of vlogs basically, because one, I was feeling very down the first couple of months. Something else happened, which I won't go into at the moment. It's nothing terrible, but I'll more likely say about that when I vlog properly when I go back to work. And then the lockdown came, so that took the pressure off the beginning of the year. So now I've been off for 9 weeks. I'm thinking I don't want to retire in September.
Yeah, because we feel as if that time's been taken away,
Yeah.
sort of, don't we?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Why would I want to be locked in my house and then I'll retire in September? That'd be the end of my 40-year driving career on a low. You want to go out when
Or
you want to go
having
out.
to retire.
Or having to retire.
Yeah.
And you can understand when people retire, they do this, they just sit, they don't vlog. They just sit around, they drink, a lot of people smoke, a lot of people eat, they've all got their vices, and you can understand why people die very quick. Because we haven't been that active, have we?
We haven't really.
And it's so easy to put weight on, all your joints go stiff. So really the answer is, I'm not planning to retire. I'm going to get a little bit out of this. In the last couple of days I've had the papers from the government telling me that I can retire in September.
But you don't have to.
I don't have to. So as far as that, mate, as long as you've got your health and you're alright up here. Some say I'm not alright up here. You
Say nothing.
carry on, mate. It keeps you fit, keeps your mind active. So that's that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a funny one next. Ash. He says, what's the first thing that comes into your mind when you hear the word fidget?
Midget.
Right, is that it?
That's it.
Well, if they want to know, the first thing that comes into my mind is when I was at work. It reminds me of work, because I used to be a classroom assistant in Year R. So, yeah, they all used to fidget.
Fidget. Little fidgets.
Yes,
I know.
and he should know that because he's got a little boy.
Yeah.
Right, Kieran Chambers from Mayo. Do you ever go to Ireland on deliveries? And the other one, what's Ned Kelly's real name?
Well, Mr. Kelly, obviously. Our company do go to Ireland, not very often. I think some of our German colleagues seem to go over there. I don't really hear a lot who goes over there. Our depot very rarely goes over.
We'd like to.
I'd love to go over to Ireland, but I haven't never been to Ireland, and I'd love to. I really like the Irish people, and we've got so many Irish subscribers, and they're all nice.
Yeah.
There's not one of them that isn't very pleasant in their comments. They're really, really nice people. But yeah, Ned Kelly is Mr. Kelly, and the battery's going down now. We've got to charge the battery, so we're going to have a break, guys.
We do know his real name.
We do know his real name, but
we can't
that's
say.
for us to know and you to find out.
He probably knows.
But
He's
we're
just
gonna-
testing you.
It's just, yeah, you know. Anyway, we've got to take a break now because the camera's going flat, and we're back a bit later on. See you in a bit. Right, we're back. We've been out for our daily walk in the meantime, haven't we?
We have
Yes.
5,000 steps
Something like that.
and counting.
Yeah.
Right,
Where are we?
we are to Nathan S. He says, what's your favourite place you've delivered to in Europe?
Well, quite a lot of them are favourite, but out of the most exciting was going up through Sweden, up into Finland, and up across the Arctic Circle.
Yeah.
That's about the best. Staying
It's
up.
a standout one, isn't it?
Yeah, it stands out because it's different than most
Yeah.
road trips, and staying up in Moonio in that cabin for a few days.
Yeah. And it was a big learning curve, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah, and it's surprising how safe it is because people just look out for everybody, don't they, on the roads? They don't pull out in front of you, otherwise they'd be dead.
And driving's different.
Yeah, but no, that stands out to us, the Nordics, doesn't it? That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Lots of other brilliant places, but that's the standout one.
Right, John Rice. Now we've got senior and junior, and they're in the Wirral.
Right.
And I would think junior has just passed his class 1.
All right, yeah.
He says, how did you get into dance music, and can we see you dancing with a glass of wine? after a trip? Friday night.
Friday night, yeah. Friday night we always have a curry and a few glasses of wine. But the wine mountain, as we said earlier, has now run out a little bit because we haven't been over the water for a couple of months. Music has just progressed, really, hasn't it? We've never stayed stuck in a rut.
No, a lot of people, they stay where they were teenagers and they like that music. So if you're a teenager during the 70s, you like the 70s.
That's it, and they stay there.
They stay there. Some people do, but we kind of
we just go
kept
with
going.
We just go with all the modern stuff.
Yeah.
We, you know, as well, I don't know if you know what sort of music I like, but obviously you do because you're asking that question. But just like remixes of normal tracks.
Then you like something that you hear, and then you go and find another version,
another remix of it.
It just goes on from there.
My Shazam is going all the time. Isn't it? It's on all the time, every time. Even if I hear something within an advert on the telly, I'll try and pick up that little bit of music, and then I'll have a look, see if we can find it. But a lot of the music I can't use in the vlogs, obviously, because there's copyright issues. So that gets us out of dancing around with a glass of wine after a trip. I know we could do it to non-copyright, but
it's not the same.
It's not the same. But
you wouldn't want to see us dancing anyway.
No, but
and you'd lose the wine.
Yeah.
Spill it.
But yeah, that's it. We just keep going with the music. You know, there's not a lot of people in their mid-60s would like. They call it the crap that we like, would they? I know a few people wouldn't have a clue. They wouldn't have heard of any of the artists.
Yeah, and they call it crap, and they haven't even heard it.
They don't give it.
Tried it.
Don't give it time. We've lived through all the old stuff. We've enjoyed all the old stuff.
We still do.
We still like it, but we choose not to play that all the time. You know, I've always got the tuning app on in the truck with my big boomy speaker. Tuning app, foreign radio stations, because foreign radio stations are far better than what you get in the UK. All you've got is Radio 1, and they're told what to play. And Radio 2 ain't worth having on anyway. It's for old farts.
There's too much talking. There's hardly any talking in the foreign ones, is there?
No, it's just all
the ones that you listen to.
It's all music, isn't it? So yeah, that's how we've gone on with.
They've got another question as well. It says, can you tell us about any car shows you'll be at?
Well, at the moment, nothing.
No, nothing on. But you do say when you.
Yeah, we would have been to Geneva this year, obviously, but that all got cancelled.
Lake Como?
We would have been coming back from Lake Como now. That's another regular one every year. Obviously, we can't go into a lot of details when we're on the jobs, but obviously you know where we are, and you've only got to Google it to see. But we can say Geneva Motor Show, because Geneva Motor Show is a Geneva Motor Show.
Yeah.
And the thing in Como is a known thing. So
it's illegal.
But there's obviously there's nothing going to be coming up yet because nobody knows anything. So basically no.
Yep.
That's that.
Can
you tick them off as we go? Otherwise you might get stuck when the battery goes down again.
Scrivo. Don't know. He says, if there was one thing you could change about the haulage industry, what would it be?
Well, really, just give the drivers the respect that they should have, really. You know, we've always been treated like the poor relation. Look at it now. You know, all the drivers are out there doing a fantastic job. Those that aren't furloughed, and look at this. Look at the services and no facilities open.
Can't even get a toilet where they're delivering sometimes.
No, it's disgusting. You know, they go to a lot of these RDCs. You know, I'm looking on Twitter all the time, and they won't let you in the toilet. It's ridiculous. And they're making them sit in driver's room, shoulder to shoulder. Well, what's wrong with them drivers? Why are them drivers sitting in there doing that? Refuse. What?
I think it's a bit changed now, but.
Well,
because everybody's had to change.
I hope so, but the toilet thing's still going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, a little bit more respect, really. You know, it's never changed really in the 40 years I've been doing it. So, but hopefully over all this, we might get a little bit more respect.
Don't hold your breath.
Remains to be seen.
Brian Fairbairn, he says, as you're not able to go to Purdue, what's your drink of choice? We've still got
because we buy 3 litre boxes, you know, the big boxes with the tap on of wine. Our mountain is now diminished down to half a box of red. So we've got about 1.5 litres of red left. But the way we've been eking it out is we've been buying a litre of vodka each week, haven't we?
Each week.
Almost. It sort of overlaps a little bit, doesn't it? And a bottle of sherry. We've still got some bubbles left, haven't we?
Yeah.
So we've got 3 or 4 bottles of prosecco left.
And some beer as well.
Yeah. Well, no, we haven't got any left.
No, but we've been buying beer.
Yeah.
We've used up our Purdue beer. But
Yeah.
we've been
But
buying beer
our
as well.
drink mountain from France is
But we don't go silly on it.
No, we
just
don't.
have the odd 1 or 2 a night.
every day, every
Every
night,
day.
every night. Yeah. So we've had to sort of be careful because it's just going, and it will be gone by the time I go back. Yeah. So that's that one.
South Wales 101 101.
Mm-hmm.
What's the best trip to date? It's sort of similar to the.
Yeah,
other one,
so
isn't it?
basically it was answered before. Who asked that before?
Nathan S.
Nathan S asked that just now. Yeah, basically Finland, the Nordics and all up through. We like the Scandi people, we're really nice people, very friendly. When we were up in Muonio we met some nice people, didn't we? Yeah, because you're there over a period of time and you go in. We went into a lovely little local coffee shop and Agnes, she was lovely, wasn't she?
But we've enjoyed lots of scenery in other places.
Oh yeah, we loved going to Spain and you know, when you go to the hot
Ages.
countries, you know, we've been to Ibiza, we've been to Sardinia. They're all fantastic, but I think because
Italy's
of the
gorgeous.
Italy's beautiful, but I think because of the intensity of going to Finland in the winter above the Arctic Circle, and you've got to be so careful because if you don't keep warm or you have a breakdown, you could die basically.
Yeah.
It's a really steep learning curve to go up north of in the Nordics. But yeah, I suppose because of its severity, it's got to be that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because anybody can live in a hot country.
Yeah. I think it was that one as well because we had the time to enjoy it because we had to stay there, and that was different as well, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
learning to, not have much sunlight.
That's it. Yeah, it's
3 hours of daylight.
Daylight is about 3 or 4 hours a day, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was really different.
Yeah.
Not what we're used to at all.
No. But that stands out, that one.
Steve Wills says, "What do we think about the new Ashford truck stop?"
Well, I don't think the new Ashford truck stop's open yet, is it? But the current Ashford truck stop, as I know it, before I finished nearly 3 months ago now, it's fine for what it is. They're friendly enough people there. The security are fine. They're friendly on the gate.
Yeah.
The staff are friendly inside. It's getting a bit dated now, but you may be referring to the brand new one. We've seen all the
We've
plans.
Not been to that.
Well, it wasn't. I don't know if it's finished yet. Perhaps you can answer that. I've seen the plans and photos of it and talked to the staff about it. I forget when she said it was going to open, but I think it was quite soon, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
But I did look on the website and I couldn't find it as a new truck stop. But
No.
it's very convenient because you've got to book your space, and it's nice you can book a space because if you're coming over and you're running out of time, you know at least you've got your space there.
But you don't often stay there, really.
No, it's only a convenience. Well, it is for some.
Oh, this is Peter Lewis,
Right.
who wants a special mention.
Oh yeah.
What would you consider to be the outstanding highlight of your professional career, and what driving job would you like to do before, he said, the inevitable happens? I'm hoping you mean retirement.
I hope it's not the
Not
other thing.
The other thing. And he wants a special...
Yeah. So special shout out to Patsy. That's Peter's wife.
Who's apparently got into the vlogs.
She'll love me forever if I mention her name. So hello, Patsy. Ooh.
Got a fan.
Got a fan. At least I got one fan. Thanks for your support.
Yeah. Thanks.
So what are we on about?
What would you consider to be the outstanding highlight of your professional career?
Well, I don't really know. It all revolves around this job, really, doesn't it? This has been, it's good because it's nice to build up through your career to a sort of crescendo, isn't it? Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Crescendo, which it is. It's sad now that it's gone the way it is for now, but I've met a lot of nice people. I'm not going to name celebrities, but I've met quite a few celebrities in this job. Been to beautiful countries, beautiful houses, been invited into some of the, at least one of the celebrities' houses, in the UK that was.
Been made a cup of coffee.
Coffee in his kitchen and sniffed by his dog. But I'm not going to name drop. But he was a lovely bloke, very friendly, just a normal bloke really. And there was one real highlight in my career, but I can't say. Kylie Minogue. Anyway, that's that one. So yeah, but no, all joking aside, this job is really the best, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been the best that you've had, I think.
It is, because we're allowed to do the job how we want to do it, and we're allowed to, we were able to go together all the countries on boats and things with no extra costs, and I was quite prepared to pay for the cost of any extras. And my company's been brilliant over the years, and it is the best job that I could have wished for. And I'm more than happy, like I said earlier, driving the 15-tonner. It's easy. It's like driving a car, isn't it?
I don't know. I've never driven it.
Without the dung heap on the back. So yeah, I hope that answers your question.
But he said also about the what job would you like to do before retirement? Well, I think you're doing it.
I'm doing it. Yeah. Basically, I can't ever see me doing anything else. I think that's why I said I'm not going to retire. I was thinking about retiring this year with all what happened in the early part of the year, but considering what's happening now, I think I need to actually do a little bit more before I decide to retire. So I think
it's made you want to, hasn't it?
Yeah, if you're in the best job of your whole career and you're coming to the end of your career, I think you need to stay in it and just enjoy it the best you can. I can't see me ever going anywhere else. No.
And they're not going to kick you out.
They're not going to kick me out. Well, they'll have a hard job.
Derek McHugh, there's one for me.
Go on.
What made Angie begin travelling with you?
Go on then.
Well, I retired. Basically, I used to go in the school holidays because I worked in a school.
Teaching assistant.
Yeah, and then because I retired, I had the time to do it. So there you go. And the company were kind enough to let me go.
Yeah, that's been brilliant. Yeah.
It's been a bit sort of like, roughing it a bit.
Well, we've made the best we can.
It's what it is, isn't it?
And it makes my life a lot easier because I'm not away for... I don't go away for long tours now like I used to. It used to be 2 or 3 weeks at a time.
Sometimes, yeah.
But it's been less and less lately. The job has changed quite a bit.
But it can be sort of 10, 15 days, can't it?
But it's nice that I don't have to go away on my own and you don't have to stay
on my own, because it's a bit boring staying on my own.
It's like being on lockdown, isn't it?
Yeah, but on my own, oof, I think that would be horrible.
Yeah.
So it's nice.
So that's that.
That's that.
Don't forget to tick them off as we go, because if the battery goes, we won't know where we are. Wickstead, sorry. Yeah.
What got you into European truck driving?
I think I answered that earlier. I did, I did a little bit of work on the beer tankers down to Belgium quite a few years ago, and so I've been on this job 7 years now. So then, when I got fed up with where I was with circumstances, I'd never heard of this company before. I don't know. I can't remember how I got onto looking and all that.
You were just looking.
I was just looking. I was looking around, and saw the company, and I had a couple of contacts I got friendly with, and I went and saw the manager at the time, and he just said, come, and that's it.
And it's because of the job.
Yeah.
That you got into European.
Yeah. Because of the company is a European, UK and European outfit, and it's basically a German company, but you do all European work, and I thought, well, yeah, we'll go and do it while I'm old enough and fit enough.
Old enough.
Young enough and fit enough. Well, I am old enough, but fit enough to go and experience it. Yeah. There we go. For some reason, Yeah, we're back anyway. For some reason, this camera don't want to go longer than 16 minutes. It starts shutting itself down. Mind you, I've never spoken to the camera longer than 16 minutes, so maybe it's a thing. There might be a setting on it. So,
Yeah.
so if we disappear, we'll come back. Well, we're not disappearing yet, but there you go.
Paul369. He says, any chance of a USA vlog road trip in a Winnebago? That would be nice.
That would be very nice.
Can you fund it, please?
Yes. Start a GoFundMe page. Well, I don't know about USA. I think as much as it'd be nice to go to USA and do that, it's a bit strange you should be saying that, because I've been looking at some, while I've been off, I've got into these people that do van life, and they're not, most of my motorhomes are panel vans that they've converted, and it looks quite interesting. You don't like it too much. I think that I'd get a motorhome, but I've never thought of it before. I'd rather have a motorhome than a caravan.
A bit like a dung heap, really.
It is like a dung heap on the back of your car, isn't it? A posh dung heap. But in this current climate, I can't see us being able to fly anywhere or go anywhere. And if I can really see the logic in having your own caravan, motorhome, not caravan. I can see the logic in caravan, but more likely a motorhome, because you're in control of your own environment. And in this climate now, I think the motorhome industry may sort of, when people get back and sorted, start taking off. But that's funny you should say that, Winnebago.
Yeah, I can't see it.
Well, we'll see. We'll watch this space, eh? But yeah, it's weird you should say that.
Richard Turrell, he says, what non-trucking vlogger channels have you come across in lockdown? You kind of almost answered
Well,
that,
I've almost
haven't
answered it there. It's the main one I've been watching lately is a couple. It's Ben and Lucy, and it's
you? Rust to Road Trip.
Rust to Road Trip, and they've got this old Audi V convoy van. Well, it wasn't a van; it was originally a minibus, and they've converted it into a sort of motorhome to their spec. You know, it's a bit rough and ready inside, but obviously they like the living, the way they live in it. And they've been absolutely everywhere in this van.
Off the beaten track.
Really.
Really off the beaten track as well.
I'll put a link down below, so please go and have a look at their channel.
Yeah.
They don't know I'm going to put this up, but I think they deserve it. It's more of the way they present it, it's more than a vlog, it's more like a documentary, isn't it?
I think they do blogs, travel blogs, and on
They
Instagram.
do quite a bit.
They sort of hook up with people from their Instagram and meet up in Macedonia and all over the place.
But there is a few others, but there's so many that I'm saving on my phone to watch later, and I don't. I know I've got loads of time at the moment, but the way I look at it, I like to watch things from the start. I don't like diving in halfway. Yeah. Because we were just watching one of their series now where have they been? No, I can't.
North Macedonia.
North Macedonia and
all round
and Greece. But then I watched about 3 or 4, and then we got to one. I thought, oh, I've seen this, so I must have watched one. But anyway, I'll put a link down below. Rust to Road Trip.
We like hacks as well.
Hacks, yes, we've been watching
life
hacks.
And I like the art ones, the art channels.
Yeah.
Which I tend to watch when he's at work.
I'll tell you what we got into last night, them balloons slow motion.
Yeah.
People throwing balloons at things. I'll put a link for that one.
Balloons with water in.
Balloons with water in. I'll put a link down below to that as well, if I can remember.
Fascinating.
Oh, it's fascinating. Yeah, so that's the main thing, Rust to Road Trip.
Yeah. Okay, Sean Pierce, he says, how are you coping without your green goddess?
I'm starting to get withdrawal symptoms, and
especially as you know it's dirty.
It's it was quite a bit dirty when I parked it up 2.5 months ago, and it's parked in the corner of our yard with 3 other trucks because it's sawned. At least I know it's not being used. Well, it's obvious not being used because there's no driver there. I'm not there a lot, and they won't put anybody else in it, I'd like to think. But yeah,
Hygiene
I
issues.
am missing it. It's going to be hard to get back into the swing of it, isn't it?
And you can't sort of just go over and wash it because
No.
you just can't.
No,
do it.
really, you need to go in and have a day to get it all, because obviously I brought a lot of stuff home with me, all the food that I carry in the back and the gas stoves. I didn't even think I was going to be off this long.
No.
Didn't I? I thought I'd bring the food home in case
Got
we
your
need it.
mattress and everything.
Mattress, that's in the garage. But I only brought that home because I thought, oh, I'm going to be off for about 4 weeks. And it's a good job I did bring it home.
Brought Kevin home because
yeah.
we can't lose Kevin.
Kevin the kettle. He's been with me man and boy. So yeah, I am missing it. Because you know how passionate I am about a truck and keeping it right and away from trees and things, but I really need a day to go over there and get it ready to go away,
Yeah.
because it's going to have to be well sorted out, isn't it? But yeah, I'm missing it.
Peter Reynolds says, "What have you been doing since furlough? What's your expected date back to work? What's your favourite road trip?" Well, we've sort of...
Well, you know the favourite road trip, that's up to Finland.
What maximum mileage in one day?
Well, the maximum kilometres that I can think I've done is just over 800 kilometres, and you can do that easy. Not easy, but you can. It's achievable in Europe.
In Europe it is, yeah.
Yeah. What have we been doing since furlong? Well, basically,
Long.
furlong. I called it furlong because nobody heard of that word before it started.
No.
Furlough. Right.
Somebody made it up.
Somebody made it up. Well, I've had 2 haircuts
Yeah.
in 9 weeks. I've washed the cars 3 times.
So that's 12 cars.
That's 12 cars because we've got 4 cars. I know it's greedy, isn't it? Just pottered about. We've had our daily exercise and our weekly shop.
You had a new windscreen.
I've had a new windscreen in the car. We've had a quote for our front porch to be re-tarmacked.
The
Well,
roof.
The roof.
The roof.
Yeah, but they put that asphalt stuff. That's
Yeah,
like
it's
tarmac,
like
isn't it?
tarmac, isn't it?
So we just got a quote for that. But basically, we've been keeping ourselves in and keeping safe.
Yeah,
And
watching
we've
a lot
answered,
of
we
stuff.
answered that before. Watching a lot of telly,
Cleaning.
cleaning, eating, drinking. There's no expected date to work. Back to work.
No.
I spoke to
Just
my.
get a phone call.
That's it. I spoke to my manager a couple of weeks ago, and he didn't mention. And I've checked I checked actually yesterday. My truck's still sawn. But yeah, Peter, that's your 4 answers, and I'd like to just give you a little thank you because you've been on looking at all the videos lately and commenting a lot.
Yeah.
You must be bored as well, mate.
It started again.
But we have noticed that you've been on there regularly commenting and brilliant comments, and I appreciate it, mate.
Mike Ashworth is calling us the king and queen of isolation because we're in the cab a lot. What are our pointers on how to win a lockdown argument in a small 2-person
You answer that then.
cab? Yeah,
Well, if there's any atmosphere, just keep quiet.
it's this. Zip it.
What's the point of arguing?
There's no point. You can't get away from it.
No, we just keep quiet, and then soon.
Okay.
And then there's soon something that draws your attention away from it, and you say, "Oh, look at that! Oh, so and so! Look at this idiot pulling in front of us!" Or
Yeah.
there's soon something to take your mind off anything. It's normally just boredom that causes that, isn't it? Sometimes.
Yeah.
We very rarely.
Or if you're tired.
Yeah, but we very rarely get on each other's nerves, do we? Shut up. So, speak for yourself then. Is that it? Is that all of that?
He just said, did you bid for that foghorn?
No, I didn't, mate. No, and it was the last
The
night.
foghorn. No,
The foghorn.
we
No,
didn't.
not for the foghorn. And last night was apparently the last clap night for the NHS.
Yeah.
So we got out there with the air-ons and give it a blast.
Yeah, like in the last.
For the NHS and the drivers, like I said before, in that little vlog we've done before this one. Right.
Isle of Man TT, hello.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever deliver cars to the Isle of Man?
No,
Never been to the Isle
I've never
of
been
Man.
to the Isle of Man.
We'd like to go to the Isle of
It'd
Man.
be nice. I
Different,
don't know
wouldn't
how if there's what sort of cars you have over there, or if there's many on the Isle of Man. I don't know.
I don't know much about
I don't know a lot about the Isle of Man, but I've not heard of any of our vehicles going to the Isle of Man, whether at UK or German trucks. But we don't know what the Germans do. They're their own.
But you haven't.
I haven't. No. It'd be nice, but yeah.
Yeah, would be.
Yeah.
Damon Haywood.
Mhm.
He says, "What would you rather do? Stay at home or take the dung heap to Como, given the choice?"
What, in this current situation?
Well, presumably, I don't know.
Well, let's put it this way, Damon. This Como trip was coming up, obviously, before this year's Como trip was coming up before all this mess started, and I was getting a little bit anxious about it. For one thing and another that happened down there last year, which was no fault of my own. I'd done my job well, and there was issues with other people, and basically it was making my job very hard down there, with one thing and another. So I didn't really want to go back down there this year and be put in the same situation. So
Especially with the dung heap.
Especially with the dung heap.
'Cause,
Although the dung heap will be parked up like it was last year, because it got a parking ticket last year, because it wasn't parked up in the area we were. But for I think it was €29 for 3 days parking. It's pretty cheap, isn't it?
Yeah, that's not bad.
And our Germans paid for that because they looked at the German number that was on it, not the UK number, and they booked it. So, but basically, I'm quite happy that I didn't go down there this year. But saying that, being locked in for 3 months, you couldn't go now because it's done.
But if this situation wasn't here, would you rather?
I didn't really want to go this year
Yeah.
because I've done it 2 or 3 years, haven't I? And it's hard work because the big trucks go down there and we ferry their cars into the event. And
So if you've seen the vlog, you know what the road's like into the event.
Yeah, and we do all the donkey work, so we only get really 1 day off. They get 3 or 4 days, 3 days off, I think it is.
Yeah, so given the choice,
I think I wouldn't
stay
bother.
at home.
I'd rather stay at home, but really not on these situations.
you wouldn't want to go now anyway.
No,
Even if it was open.
No, so I know it's not really a proper answer, but I wasn't looking forward to Como basically, so I'm quite happy to be at home on almost full pay.
If you're asked to do it, you do it, then, don't you? So.
Yeah.
Tony Sabaton says, what other job would you have liked if you weren't a trucker? You sort of answered that.
We've answered that, yeah.
But then, if he's looking at his time,
yes.
you need to say it again.
Well, Tony, I answered it earlier. Really, because I like my music, I'd like to have been a DJ. I know that sounds a bit shallow, don't it really? But there's a lot of good DJs there. I'm not saying
Producer as well.
Yeah, producer. I like to produce music because I like all my remixes and I just love the music. So something within the music industry, not playing instruments like I said just now, but
playing a laptop.
Yeah, but as normal job goes, just drive. I'm just a driver, not just a driver. I know we're all more than a driver, but that's all that's in me. I'm a truck driver. So I could never go and do another ordinary normal job. It'd have to be something like a DJ.
You can't sit behind a desk, you'd have to sit behind a steering wheel.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah.
Assad says, how old were you when you passed your class 1? Was it easy to get a job straight away? And were you given a Yorkie when you passed?
Ah.
He's having trouble apparently getting a job. He's passed his class 1 but hasn't got any experience.
Right, so I've mentioned it
a long
earlier.
Time ago though, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was 26 when I passed my HGV. I'm hoping this camera's not going to go off because we're coming up to 14 minutes again. And I think this works out, it's almost an hour.
Go on, hurry up.
Yeah, so I passed in May 1980. There's a certificate. There you go.
Don't know if you get one now.
No, I'll put this up on the screen. It's a thingy, and my certificate is in a frame, so I've took it out, and I've got all the receipts. I won't show these on here. I'll just put them on the screen now. I've got my driving assessment and corrective drive, That was for 4 hours, and that was on the 8th of the 3rd, 1980, and that was £20 for 4 hours. And obviously before that, I went for my medical to my doctor, and that was on the 22nd of Feb 1980, and that was £10 for a medical. God, yeah.
A bit more now.
But I had a 9-day course, which was straight from a car, which we could do back then, to Class 1, driving a Bedford TM, and so that was 9 days, and that was 9 times 40, so it's £360 for the instruction and to get me through, and the test fee was £30, and the hire of the vehicle for the test plus the instructor fee was £15. So in all, that cost me £425 plus my medical back in 1980.
I think it's a bit different now.
So yeah. So what else did he ask?
I said, were you given a Yorkie?
I've had a few Yorkies over my time.
I don't think you were given one when
No,
you was.
I've bought a few.
And was it easy to get a job straight away? Can you remember?
Yes, it was quite easy back then. I just applied for an agency and they just took us on. So, sorry, the camera went off then, so we'll just refresh the last part of the question. So what was it?
Was it easy to get a job straight away because he's having trouble getting a job with no experience?
Yeah, I just applied for agencies. I think it was a company called TAV Agency back then. But I didn't have any problem at all getting agency work. I virtually went straight on to general haulage. I went and worked for BRS in Portsmouth, like I said earlier. No experience driving. I had a Scania 81 in them days, day cab. We never no sleepers. Roping and sheeting. But my very first job, I can remember now. I did get a job straight away, and that was from a friend of my mum's that she used to work in a pub. So it's through, he was a customer or whatever, and he gave me a job, and it was driving an old Scammell Handyman, and that was a day cab obviously, and I learnt all my roping and sheeting. Well, didn't learn it all, you learn as you go, and that was all roping and sheeting. So he taught me how to do a dolly and all. So I just done a few months on there, and then I went on to the agencies, and then through BRS and various other jobs, and driving rigids, Arctics. I was on BRS quite a while though.
It's hard to get into, you know, unless you've got somebody, friend of a friend, or somebody who's a bit sympathetic to you.
But I could have gone straight on the agency. There was no issue with guys not being able to go to an agency because they need 6 months experience. Well, how can they get 6 months experience? And companies won't take you on unless you got more experience. So it's ridiculous. And you guys pay so much money now. Like I paid 425 quid for mine.
It's like that in a lot of jobs though.
You know, plus
have experience.
you're paying to get your class 2 or whatever it is, and I just went straight into class 1 because you could, and you're going to have to pay it again to get a class 1.
Yeah.
But
surely it shows it how committed you are if you're willing to pay that amount of money, whatever it is now. It's thousands now, isn't it? You know, that shows your commitment, surely, that you're willing to do it and willing to learn. Yeah. So it's not fair, is it? Really?
No, it isn't fair. You're quite prepared to pay that money out, but
I think they should learn on a manual.
That's a real bugbear for me, that you can pass in an automatic, and then if you're lucky enough, a few weeks down the line, you're chucked into a manual. I know there's not a lot of manuals about, but drivers haven't got a clue. If you've got a 16-speed manual and you'll go careering down a hill, you need to be able to block change and change down and know how to use all the buttons. If you're passing in automatic, you ain't got a bloody clue. If you drive a car, if you pass in an automatic in a car, you can't drive a manual, and that's not as dangerous as in a truck. So I just don't understand.
It's still dangerous, isn't it?
It's not as dangerous. 44 ton out of control with a manual gearbox.
cooking the brakes up, going speeding downhill. And
Now, all these youngsters, they need to be taught in a manual.
yeah, but you're going off the point.
No, it's our last question, so I can, isn't it?
No.
Oh, we got another one. All right, as you were. Anyway, that's my gripe, my whinge.
It's a bit of a one. This one, Alistair A.
Mm-hmm.
He says, do you think other countries have been honest with their COVID-19 numbers? And do you think the UK has been honest?
Who knows?
Would you consider France, Germany and Italy safe to drive around? Well, your drivers are driving around them, aren't they?
Yeah, our drivers are driving around out there. You're as safe as what you make it, really.
Safe as here, aren't you? I
Yeah.
suppose?
Like I say, it's a self-isolation job, isn't it?
Yeah,
You
but
can
we
keep.
have no idea about numbers.
Who knows?
Who knows?
We don't know. We're only fed the numbers, aren't we? It's just horrendous the amount of numbers. It's just
You've
horrible.
just got to trust what you've been told.
And just trust that they're saying that their countries are getting safer. And you can only go on that trust, innit? But if you're a truck driver, you just keep yourself safe, keep away from crowds or anybody. You know, if someone gets near to you, just move away. Don't try and tell them to move, because you'll only get a load of mouth, won't you? Like we have every week when we go around Asda. The amount of rows I've had round there.
Well, we didn't have one this week.
No, we didn't, did we? No.
Quite good, really.
There's still a few
Yeah, I know.
idiots
I know.
going the wrong way up a one-way street. So is that it?
Yeah.
Right, there's a big long list of shout-outs. You didn't ask for a shout-out. You commented on the Q&A. Didn't ask for.
Didn't ask a question,
But
but
you
commented.
Because of your input, I'm going to put a list up at the end of this, just to give you a shout-out on your names.
Yep.
So I think that's about it, don't you?
I think so.
Sorry it's been long, but hopefully
Well,
clicking
quite
on
a
the
few
time that your
questions.
name come up would have helped.
Yeah.
Because I know people don't want to sit all through all us rabbiting on, but you've got to answer people's questions, don't you?
Well, they were good enough to ask them.
Yeah, it's great.
It's
Yeah.
really nice that, we get the feedback.
We've got some good supporters, haven't we?
Yeah.
So,
Got
like I
some
say,
great ones.
I never know. I don't know when I'm going back to work. Who knows? Hopefully it'll be next month, but I haven't heard yet. And July is coming up rapidly. No, June. June is coming. See, I ain't got a
week.
clue what month it is. Let alone
It's
bloody
June
what day it
next
is.
week.
It's June next week.
Yeah.
So, right, we're going to go now, and I'm going to get this all back all together and edited, and hopefully some normal service may be resumed in the truck pretty soon. So
Hopefully.
that'll be it.
Some normal service.
Some normal service. Right, we'll see you very soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully, take care, everybody, and
Yeah, keep safe.
keep safe. And we'll
Thanks
see
for watching.
you later.
Bye.
Bye.